Welcome, welcome. I have a fan right there. So that's what's going on there. I had my coffee. I drank most of it, but the ice melted because it's so warm in here. We're in the middle of a heat wave, right? The whole week there's going to be a heat wave. And I'm in Pennsylvania, so we're one of the states getting hit with that heat wave. Today is 16 weeks since Sky has passed away. And I want to talk for a couple minutes about the things that I've learned since widowhood. That might be helpful to you before you go through this kind of thing so that you're a little more prepared. And I've had some people say to me, maybe it might be helpful if you don't count the weeks, like, because then it gets stuck in your head. And I can see your point. I do understand that. But whether like, things are just automatic with, counting months and days and, it's kind of like when you have a baby and someone says, how old is the baby? And, we do, 5 months. 7 months. 9 months. 3 weeks. We count things that are important to us. We count. We don't stop counting until, if our kids are 2.5, we'll say, he's 2.5. We're still counting at that point until they get to be like 4. He's 4. He'll be 5 in September, whatever. But let me just throw a couple things out. One, if you can prepay and pre-plan, do it. Prepay, don't play. Prepay, pre-plan a funeral. But as gruesome as it all sounds, if you can do it, do it. Call a local funeral home, get some prices, get somebody over to your house. They'll come over, they'll sit down with you, they'll set everything up. Get a will made. Get a health directive done up legally. Get a power of attorney if you feel it's needed. I was Sky's power of attorney. That was his decision. He wanted that before his mind got really bad. Take a lot of videos. Take a lot of pictures, but take a lot of videos where you're hearing your loved ones' voices. Because you're going to want to look back on that. Be prepared with passwords. When the bills are due. Who do you pay? Is your name on the bank accounts? Can you get money from the bank? Do you know who you guys owe and what date you pay the bills? Do you know the password to his or her phone? Do you know how to get into the computer? Do you know who all you need to call? Do you have contact lists of family members and friends? Who are you going to call? Get yourself a circle around you. Get a community of people. If you have friends and family that you are close with, keep that going, because I don't have that here. And I really needed that. I see that now. Now that Sky's gone, I really wish that he had not been so adamant about, nobody around him when he was, so sick. He didn't want that. And made it harder on me, I'm recognizing. So if you have a community, keep a community around you. And ask for help. Ask. Make sure you know how to put gas in the car. Make sure you know when the car needs to be inspected. Make sure you know when your registration's due. Make sure you know where all the important papers are. Make sure you know where the will is. If there's a cremation, where does your loved one want his or her ashes put? Where do they want their things to go? Who gets what? Have those talks. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Have that one person that you can call at 2 in the morning when you're crying, and they're not going to get really mad at you. Have that one person. You really only need that one person. Don't be afraid to laugh and smile and watch a good comedy. Don't be afraid to live life after a death. Take the time that you need to mourn, however long that is. But don't be afraid to laugh. It's okay. Don't set a timeline for your grieving and your mourning. There's no such thing as a timeline for any one of us. We all do it differently. We all have a different time as to how we go through this. Some days I'm really good, and some days I'm really bad. Some days it's half the day's good, half the day's bad. If you have to stay in bed all day and do nothing, stay in bed all day and do nothing. The world's going to keep spinning. It's going to be okay. You know, not everybody's going to understand. And when those people start saying it's been too long, you need to get over it, that's your decision. When you feel you need to get over it, you're never going to forget your loved one. It's never going to happen. This guy's going to be with me forever. He's going to be with me forever. I'm going to love that man forever. It doesn't mean I won't move forward if something changes in my life, but I'm pretty much an introvert. Like, I'm really an introvert. I'm the epitome of introvertness. I don't even think that's a word. You have to find your own way. If you're going to be living alone, if it's just you and hubby, or hubby and wife dies, hubby, know where everything is in the house. Know where the scotch tape is. Know where the stapler is. Know where she puts everything. Like, open up the drawers. Open up the cabinets. Figure it out. Little things are going to crop up. Like, you go to the grocery store and they're going to say, do you want to use your points? Oh, should I scan this little thing for the grocery store? Yeah, do that. You'll save money. Don't be afraid to talk about your loved one. Talk. It's going to help you. It's really going to help you. And if someone says, what can I do for you? You could say, just sit with me and talk with me for a minute. That's like the best thing you can do for someone who's lost someone, is just sit with them and talk with them. If you need some little something and somebody says, I'm going to the store, can I pick something up for you? If you need a box of tissues, say, I could really use a box of tissues. Like, don't be afraid to do that. If you have anxiety and panic and you really worry and you're really bad, talk to people about that. Get a hold of your doctor. If you feel a grief group will work for you, give it a try. If you're not sure, give it a try once. It's not going to hurt to go once. I did grief groups. I have a situation with driving at night, and it's highway driving, and so that's hard for me. Going to the grief group wasn't bad. It was really nice people going through what I'm going through, but the timing of it and the drive is rough. And then I have a telephone grief group also. I did one, but I didn't do the last two. I might do the next one. We'll see. And I talked about therapy, and I said I'm going to give up therapy for a while. Well, surprisingly, this morning, my therapist office called, and the secretary, and she said, "Hi, Poet, it's Amy. I'm calling to set up your appointments with your therapist." So I was like, okay, because I see my psychiatrist tomorrow, so it probably came across their desk that I don't have any appointments scheduled. So I set up 3 appointments. I don't have one until July. I have a couple in July and one in August. So we stretched them out. So if you think talking to a therapist is going to help, do that too. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. If you're at the grocery store and you're at the counter and you're trying to pay and you're fumbling all over the place and a tear comes to your eye or something, all you need to do is look at the person and say, just bear with me. I lost my husband, or I lost my wife, a month ago or whatever. So I'm struggling a little bit. People are incredibly kind. But the important things are, like, know where the stuff is in your house. Know where your person gets gas at. Know how to put gas in your car. Know where to get the oil changed. Know when the car needs to be inspected. Know where the paperwork is. Know when the bills are due. How do you pay your bills? Do you write out checks? Where's the checkbook? Do you use bill pay? What do you use? When are things due? Make a tablet. Write this stuff down. What's the password for the computer so you can get on there and pay the bills if that's how you do it? The bank. Can you get access to the money? And do you have enough money to survive if your partner dies? Because that's my big issue right now, is sheer financial survival. 2 incomes down to 1 makes a big difference. Big difference in how you live your life. So think about that. Think about life insurance. If you haven't thought about life insurance, think about it now. Seriously. If you have kids and there's an illness and it's a catastrophic illness, and you might want to think about writing up some future cards, future letters. I wish I had thought about that for Sky with his grown kids and his grandkids, but things were moving really weird with his illness. And I thought, and he thought, there'd be more time. And then he started saying there's not going to be a lot of time. And then all of a sudden he was gone, So there's a lot to think about. I mean, what you and your spouse should do is take a chunk of quiet time one day and sit down with a tablet and a pen and start writing down your life, like everything about what you do and how and where and when, and the cars and the credit cards and the bills and the house and what needs to be fixed, and when does the heater get cleaned next, and when do the air conditioner filters need to be changed, and stuff. Because if you're on your own, you got to get all that figured out. And if you don't have any direction to turn, you are out of luck. So do it while you can do it. And take the time to make the memories. When someone dies, you look back and you go, there was never enough memories. There's never enough memories. But make as many as you can. Give him or her the extra hug. Give him or her the extra kiss. Hold their hand tight. But get the practicals down. Be practical for a minute or an hour and know this stuff so that you feel confident. Where's the flashlights? Where's the matches? Where's the scissors kept? Where's the extra sheets? What's in the freezer? This is the stuff you got to do. The contact list on the phone, family members' phone numbers, the best friend's phone number, the doctor. Do you know your wife's doctor? Do you know who it is? Practical stuff. Get the practical stuff down because you're going to need it someday. And it's interesting how much help is not really out there as far as organizations and things. For Section 8 housing, there's a 1 to 2 year wait. I'm on a list. I'm number 170. I was number 170 3 months ago. I'm still number 170. So if you're up there in age or you have a situation where you think you might need Section 8 housing, doesn't hurt to get on a list. That's what the woman told me that runs our local Section 8 housing. She said people wait too long to get on the list. Get on a list as early as you can get on a list. Know what your health insurance is. Know what you have. Know what your coverage is. Start finding out the things that only the other spouse knows. If you're one spouse and you just drift along because wifey or hubby does all that, that's the stuff that you need to learn to do too. Because if wifey or hubby are not there, you got to do everything that wifey or hubby did. So learn it. Both of you learn it all. Learn it all. So that if one dies, the other one is not going, I don't have a clue. Because you're going to be dealing with grief and mourning. You're going to be dealing with the loss. And on top of that, you're going to be dealing with all that other stuff. And if you've prepaid and pre-planned, that part gets very easy. a phone call and it's taken care of, you know. You can make payments on prepay. You can do payments. I'm doing payments. Well, I did 3 payments so far on my cremation. And I need to get that picked back up again. I need to start making payments again as soon as I can on my cremation. Yeah, and make more of a dent in that. Absolutely. So, just things to think about, you guys. I'm not going to be on here long. I'm going to go. Just things that I want you to think about. Things I think are important. If you can think of anything else, if you've gone through this, if you're the one left behind, and you're thinking of something I didn't say, put it in the comments. Talk with your people in the comments. Talk with the family. We're family. You guys are my family. So talk in the comments about something I might have missed to help someone else who might be going through this or will go through this. You know, help your brothers and your sisters out in the group. Okay? All right, love you guys.